Is it not just the prettiest bird of prey you've ever seen? Alright, it's 5:45 AM and there's another episode starting in the car, but the sun's already coming up, so I ain't got time for chit chat. I'll fill you in when we get there. Let's go. That was a dog, but the first birds I hear have been interesting. So, I realised yesterday that I've never done an episode here at Bushy Park, and there is due to be one of them there heat waves today. So I got up very early because I want to avoid the middle part of the day. I wanted to get here very early. I did stop for breakfast on the way, had a lovely little bacon and cheese turnover from the Wild Bean Cafe, which, by the way, do the best bacon and cheese turnovers I've ever had, and I've had a lot. You're going to probably hear a lot of that today because those are ring-necked / rose-ringed parakeet. But here's the thing, considering it is the second week in August, considering there's a heat wave, why am I out birding? Surely there's not much around. Well, to be honest with you, there probably won't be a lot around. Oh look, some deer. Hello. There should be more of a quantity in numbers than a quantity of species, because there should be families of birds around. Fledglings are by now well on the way to sort of carving out their own little world. So Bushy Park, which is a hot spot for kestrels, we could see young kestrels. Not sure if I can identify a young kestrel in the air, but that'll be a fun challenge. Green woodpeckers. So the first bird I heard when I got here, got out of the car, green woodpecker, yaffling away. The second bird I heard was a great spotted woodpecker. The third bird I heard was a rose-ring / ring-neck parakeet. We're going to hear those all day. The fourth bird I heard was a nuthatch, and the fifth bird I heard was a carrion crow. Immediately, I've got a great spotted woodpecker up. Oops, just dropped my tripod. Right, hang on a minute. I've got a great spotted woodpecker up on this dead tree right ahead of me. There's actually another one in there somewhere, because you can, I don't know if you can hear that. There, that's the call of the great spotted woodpecker. But, oh, there are two. There are two, and they're now next to each other.
It's all the words we bent until they finally broke away. We packed it up, but we couldn't drive the pain. Now it's all of the miles we're missing and the things we didn't say.
Apologies for the shaky footage. I didn't have time to put the tripod up because I feared, I was that close. It was that sparse that they could have seen me faffing around with the tripod. They almost certainly would have heard me faff around with the tripod. But how brilliant that the first two birds that I clap eyes on, really, are two great spotted woodpeckers. A great start, a great spotted start. And that's the thing I was going to say. The thing about the fact that it is this time of year is there could well be families of these birds around. So we could get some good activity. But I only just got here, so I won't count my chickens or woodpeckers. I have to say, for anyone that hasn't been to Bushy Park, may I encourage you to do so, because not only is it great for birding, but it's just vast, and it's a beautiful walk wherever you go. Beautiful views, different habitats, not just for birds but for other wildlife. Deer, lots of deer in Bushy Park. But yeah, it's just a stunning walk at any time of year. I've just stopped by these trees here because you can see all the mistletoe. It's really starting to come out now, and of course as we get towards autumn and winter, there are going to be birds coming over that love a little munch on that. Field fares. We had the waxwings a couple of years ago, so they probably won't be back for another couple of years now because it was an eruption of waxwings. You know, a particularly large amount of waxwings were here in the UK. A lot of them came to Bushy Park, and they were feeding on the rowan berries and various other berries and mistletoe as well. So it's great for migratory birds, but also native species like mistle thrush. Mistle thrush loves the mistletoe, right? Because there are so many different habitats here. All sorts of different migratory birds at different times of year. Like quite often in birding, you go to a certain place and hope to see certain birds. But here, there are a lot of bird species in Bushy Park. I'd love to know how many. I might Google it. All right, here we go. Oh man, those parakeets are so loud and the sun is so bright. But here's something that I was hoping to see. A green woodpecker, but not just a green woodpecker, a juvenile green woodpecker. Green woodpeckers tend to fledge about 3 to 4 weeks after they hatch. And you might think, oh, you've been a bit loud, there's a green woodpecker in front of you. It's not minding one little bit, it's just there looking for ants. They mainly eat ants. They will eat other insects like caterpillars and stuff like that, beetles, but only if they can't find ants, because they flipping love ants. They love them, and they'll just use their big old beak, like this one's doing, to poke down into an ant hill, and then use its tongue to like lick them all up. Loves ants, yum. Not a big fan of them myself, but there's a lot of ants in Bushy Park. Yeah, so that's what this one's doing. And as you've already heard, the green woodpecker call is quite unique. It's described as a yaffle. Do you remember that TV programme? I can't remember what it's called, but it had Professor Yaffle in it, which was a green woodpecker. And yaffle is the word that's affectionately given to the call of a green woodpecker. That's a parakeet again. And actually, juvenile green woodpeckers are louder than the adult ones. So a lot of the yaffles we've been hearing so far is probably them. And also, they won't want to stray too far from their family, certainly in these early weeks, so there are probably more around. The other thing about juvenile green woodpeckers, and on that note, a lot of juvenile birds, is that they're a lot less shy than the adults because they don't really know what to be scared of yet. If that was an adult green woodpecker, it would have been long gone. I wouldn't have even got that close. It would have flown off long before I managed to pitch up. So that is a beautiful thing about this time of year. They are very trusting. And I've just seen another one. I told you they won't be far. Another thing I absolutely love. There's another one flying. The undulating flight. A little bit like a great spotted woodpecker, but they do tend to be lower to the ground, mainly because green woodpeckers feed on ants, which are of course on the ground, whereas great spotted woodpeckers will be mainly getting under the bark of trees. So green woodpeckers do tend to fly lower to the ground, as they're landing on the ground a lot more than great spotted woodpeckers. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the thing is, these are obviously new green woodpeckers. These are juveniles, and so this winter will be their first. It's actually the most important time of their life because lots of green woodpeckers don't make it past that first winter because they'll be preyed on by things like sparrowhawks or peregrine falcons. But if they do think they've been seen by a villain, it will freeze. Great spotted woodpeckers do this as well. It'll just freeze where it is, and sometimes it'll even get down on the ground, like lay flat, just freeze on the ground. It's a brilliant defense mechanism. I mean, brilliant if it works. If it doesn't work, then you're literally just saying, hey, peregrine falcon, come get me. In which case, that's stupid. You won't believe this. This is unbelievable. I've never, ever seen this before.
From the start, I lost my step deep within your eyes and your soft silhouette.
There is what is clearly a juvenile kestrel on a fence post. No, it's dropped down. It's dropped down onto the ground. Oh, need to. Oh no. The kestrel's dropped down onto the ground. I've got to very quickly figure out what's happening here.
You are all I'm waiting for.
A kestrel will fledge the nest about 4 weeks, roughly, after hatching, and for the first few weeks of it being fledged, the adult kestrels will look after it. They'll feed it, they'll help it hunt, they'll teach it to fly and look for food. But then is a crucial time for the kestrel, because then the kestrel has to learn how to hunt by itself. I'm just filming the parakeet now because it's perched on a branch right over my head and watching me. So, where was I? Yes, the kestrel, as we know, they love to hunt voles and mice and things like that. But before they can upgrade to a vole, they'll start by eating insects, actually, and worms. They love a worm. Sometimes you just get lucky. And so before it learns that hovering and diving down for voles, it's just going to practice diving down from branches. Whether that's why it's on the fence, I don't know, but they'll sit on like lower branches and practice diving down, and then, oh, there goes the parakeet. The kestrel's just worked its way over the fence. It's flown a little bit, and now it's right in front of me down on the ground, and it looks like it's trying to get a worm. Definitely no more than a couple of months old. And this is absolutely imperative as well, that the kestrel learns to do this at this age, like basically as early as it possibly can learn. It is learning, because if it doesn't, then, well, it could starve, literally it could starve. Is it not just the prettiest bird of prey you've ever seen? So it's just gone 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm already having a bit of joy. And it's 20 degrees. The weather people are saying it's going to get up to 31 today, so I'm definitely not going to hang around too much longer. The other thing is, because of the amount of deer here, there'll be ticks here, and in fact, I'm not only wearing jeans, I've got my jeans tucked into my shoes. I mean, a kestrel has just flown into a tree right in front of me. It looks like an adult. Oh man. This is amazing. Now this one will be looking for voles and mice. Even though that was a parakeet you heard fly past, a green woodpecker has just flown into the tree underneath the kestrel. It's all about the woodpeckers and kestrels today. Yeah, so this will be looking for voles and mice. Probably, it could be feeding young. It could still be feeding young kestrels, but otherwise it's just looking for itself. I'm just scanning everywhere now because have to look at the footage back, but the kestrel that flew into the tree, I actually think now that that was a juvenile. Another, no, okay, there might be two, because here's another one. Okay, this time, this one definitely is an adult. So I've got a kestrel on the ground in front of me, and I've got a kestrel in the tree behind it. Bushy Park does it again. I mean, I've been watching it for so long that I've got to go. I mean, when have I ever left a kestrel? It's still right there, just sat on the mound. I say the mound, it's hopping from mound to mound. And it's not bothered by me at all.
Bushy Park has been good to me in my birding years. As I alluded to earlier, you can find birds here from all seasons through winter, spring, summer and autumn. From redwings to nuthatches, woodpeckers to red kites, skylarks to kingfishers even. I led a birding meetup there last year and I'm planning to do that again, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to come along. I've hit over 60 species of birds in one day in Bushy Park, and it was even the place where I saw my first ever little owl. And here is where I saw it.
I am now approaching the exact spot where last year I saw a little owl. Oh, shade. I mean, there are holes all over these trees where woodpeckers, green and great spotted, would nest. Parakeets will probably nest. Because what I haven't said about the parakeets yet is one of the issues that we have with them is that they will take over nests of woodpeckers and probably little owls. I don't know, to be honest. I couldn't tell you for sure, but they definitely take over nests, as well as eating, of course, so much of the food source for so many birds that are way less in number than the rose-ringed parakeet. But yeah, this is the spot where last year I saw a little owl. I'm not expecting, that was at dusk. I'm not expecting to see one now, although they do love sunning themselves, little owls. They do like a bit of sunshine. But, and just over there, had one of my best ever kestrel sightings. I saw a kestrel catch a vole and then take it up to a tree and eat it. Little trigger warning here for you vole lovers. Also seen kestrels have dust baths over there. No way watching a kestrel have a dust bath. What is happening? I've never seen kestrels as close as we just saw them there. But this is one of my favourite little spots, and right now it's my favourite spot because it is beautiful shade and a bit of breeze. I'm heading back because it is getting hotter and hotter. I'm very, very hot. And I've not seen an awful lot. You know, the season's ended, so many of our summer visitors are heading back on migration, so it is quiet, it is hot. But yeah, there are lots of birds that I normally see here that I haven't today. But it's one of those days where it doesn't matter, because spending that much time with the kestrels was just, it was, I don't know what, I feel like I always use the same describing words. But it was just lovely, it really was. Another one of our birds in decline. They're on the amber list. We need to help kestrels, we need to help conserve them. Conservation is key, and you might think, well, how can I help with the conservation of kestrels just by myself? Well, that's a bit of a tricky one. It'd be a good question to ask. There are organisations such as the Hawk Conservancy Trust that actively have projects in not just the research into why kestrels are in decline, but also more ways that we can help save them and protect them. and you can donate to those projects, and then you're actively doing something to help Kestrels thrive, which is brilliant, because even though the Hawke Conservancy Trust have big conservation projects in other countries, there's something really nice about actively being part of something that protects birds such as Kestrels in our own country here. As you've seen today, just such special birds. So we've got to do all we can. So yeah, check them out, Hawke Conservancy Trust. They're good people. They have huge passion for birds of prey. And get along and visit them as well. What's that over there? Something? No, it's a crow. I've just checked the weather and the time. It is now 9:40 and it is 25 degrees. And I still have jeans tucked into my socks. So I'm on the home stretch back to the car. I am ready for a Calippo and a big old drink, a Lucozade Sport. Thank you for watching, as ever. I hope you've enjoyed the birds. I've enjoyed the birds and the sunshine. Please consider subscribing to the channel. In fact, don't consider it, just do it. It's free, don't cost anything. And it helps my channel, it helps you see more of these sorts of videos. Why not let me know in the comments if you've been to Bushy Park? Why not let me know in the comments if you've seen a kestrel in the wild, that close? You knew it happened, didn't you? The kestrel. Right there. Just sat right in front of me. Unbelievably, just as I approached the car park, I've had another kestrel fly down in front of me. It's just landed on a mound ahead of me, and you can actually see the heat haze. So obviously the sun is beating down now, it's very hot, and you can actually see the haze of the heat. So it's going to affect the pictures now anyway. So it's definitely my time to head off. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Don't know where I'll be, don't know when it'll be, but it will be. And there will be birds.